Here we go. It is the BCJ Nightcap brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. I'm Chad Brendel. He's Aaron Smith. It's been a hell of a day. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It didn't end well. But I don't know, Aaron. Watching that game, they played their ass off. They took a million shots from a very talented Memphis team. They hung right in there until the final 10 seconds of the game.
Yep.
They lost.
They did lose.
Shit happens.
Well, if anybody was, myself included, I mean, I think I said the other night that this team's not good. I think we can dial that back a bit. And I think we can now say that this team has given us some hope going into conference play that they can hang with anybody in conference. Memphis was supposed to run away with this conference, and
Houston was supposed to run away with this conference.
Go back and look at every prediction I did for my piece that I wrote yesterday. Every national head prior to the season starting had Memphis as the runaway. ESPN had it. Sports Illustrated had it.
The conference had Houston as the returning champion. You can't be the champs until you knock off the champs. But Memphis, look, here's the thing with Memphis in this game. Memphis has not had a great start to their season. But that Memphis team played to their talent level.
Finally.
On Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And Cincinnati went toe-to-toe.
Like I said, I mean, this is something that you can definitely hang your hat on as, I know nobody likes moral victories, but I think you can take this one as Cincinnati played to match Memphis. I mean, they weren't supposed to be in that game. They were 8-point dogs in Memphis, and they went toe-to-toe with them in Memphis on that awful blue court.
The court is definitely a thing. What I would say is there were multiple times in that game where Memphis tried to throw a knockout punch.
Yeah. Tried
to put Cincinnati away, and Cincinnati had an answer. And for this team, I think the big thing for me is after that terrible 20 minutes against Tulane, they've answered with 100 minutes of inspired basketball.
Well, I mean, and Cincinnati could have thrown in the towel when Davenport has 2 fouls within the first, 5 minutes?
Look at that.
When Locken had 2 fouls within the first 5 minutes, and then Davenport even gets a 3rd foul before the first half's even over. They could have thrown in the towel when they're getting into foul trouble. Memphis is getting all the calls around the hoop. Cincinnati, I mean, let's look at that for a second. Cincinnati had 6 free throws in the game to Memphis with their 19 free throws for the game.
Yeah, I didn't have a huge problem with that tonight, and that Memphis just does a better job with their length.
They drive to the hoop more than Cincinnati did.
They drive to the hoop more than Cincinnati won. And on defense, they just have superior length. They don't have to foul you. They're just going to wait for you to get to the rim and spank your shit. That's how that Memphis defense is designed. I was pretty pleasantly pleased with the fact that blocks were even at 5.
Yeah.
I didn't love the second chance points, 22-7. And it was only 15-10 in terms of edge on the offensive glass. So 15-10 edge on the offensive glass, but 22-7 in second chance points. Memphis was getting dunks on their second chance points, right?
They were, right?
So that part, is a little frustrating. The bench points, 45-17. Oh,
that's definitely different.
Tyler Harris, Amani Bates. That's where that really stems from. 20 from Tyler Harris, 12 from Amani Bates.
Would have been all right if Tyler Harris had stayed at Iowa State. Personally, I would have been totally okay if he never came back and pulled a Ben Bryant.
Well, I mean, he hit 2 absurd deep threes that he had no business hitting.
7 feet beyond the arc.
Yeah. 28, 30 footers.
Yeah.
Where he just was there weren't rhythm. They weren't,
no.
He was just
he was out on an island. Absolutely.
Right. So you take those 6 points away. You give him that shot every time.
Yeah,
Tyler
absolutely.
Harris had a great game. Tyler Harris had a great game. That little floater he hit from 16, 17 feet with Mike Adams Wood's hand in his face. Hat tip. That's a great shot. Memphis hit a lot of great shots.
They did.
That's the hard part about playing a team with that much high-end talent is that they're more trained or more naturally able to hit those shots where you're like shit.
Well, and I mean, for Cincinnati to set a season high in made threes, for Jeremiah Davenport to set, I believe, a career high in made threes.
They set the FedEx Forum record for threes with 16 for college. No Memphis team has ever made 16 threes in a game in that building. That's the frustrating part, right?
Yeah.
Like, you made 16 threes.
Well, and at the end of the day, I mean,
win the game.
I think anybody else in the conference who takes a look at that game, breaks down this tape, if they're playing Cincinnati, I don't think they can help but be scared. Like, no one's going to take Cincinnati as just an easy win at this point in time.
Well, no. The key will be, can they continue the effort we've seen from the second half of Tulane through SMU and through Memphis? They have to prove that they're not going to get discouraged by this loss at Memphis.
They play this way at home against Memphis, and they win the game.
Yeah. So it was frustrating because it felt like they had a beat on winning this game with 51 seconds left, and they lost by 7.
I'll take a frustrating loss like this, though, as opposed to a blowout loss to a team that has superior talent.
Well, here's the thing. If this team played like it had been playing 2 weeks ago, they would have got their ass kicked by Memphis.
Correct.
So I'm okay with it. Other things, Alec Pierce, right? Is that tonight? That was today? Alec
that
Pierce
was today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Who didn't see that coming?
Man. Good luck. Like that kid to have that career after being kind of a throw-in in that 2018 class. Nobody expected him back.
Well, and that's another kid that I think anybody who's watched him play here in Cincinnati is going to be surprised if he lasts past the 4th round.
I think he'll be a second, third round selection. Once he goes to the combine, tests out,
runs out of the
great
gym.
40, jumps out of the gym, shows in his workouts that he's able to go up and high point the ball and make plays.
Yep.
Somebody's going to jump on him in the 2nd or 3rd round, I think.
And if it's not that, it's going to be his pro day where, right. It's just going to be him and Dez being him and Dez. So no big deal.
So excited for Alec. And as is very clear, we have a great relationship with the Pierce family.
Right.
Like we have a special bond with that group. So much like seeing Josiah score that touchdown today.
That was a nice little 62-yard screen.
Yeah. Much like Chris Moore, friend of the program that we've also had on here on these airwaves on the BCJ podcast network, who had a flea flicker.
I missed
touchdown
that
today. No, they had a flea flicker, and Chris Moore was just standing open at the end zone like this.
Houston.
For Houston.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce got one yesterday. Three Bearcat touchdowns this weekend. Alec Pierce is going to be one of those guys in a couple years we're talking about. Oh, Alec got another one this weekend. Super happy for that dude. Yeah.
Right.
You got anything else?
No, I mean, I think that pretty much sums up today.
So. All right. How's your haircut? This podcast was delayed because their vlog, I guess, was delayed because you had to get a haircut.
I'm in town. Sister does my haircut, so.
I think she probably could have got a little bit of the Just done a little more snip up top.
I have a widow's peak, man. What do you want? I have a widow's peak. Get out of here. Sign us out.
All right, we'll see you next time. Galactic Fried Chicken. Go to www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app. Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Positive will prevail. Get your goddamn fried chicken.
I'll be checking them out this week. I'm coming back in on Wednesday for the game. Either Wednesday night or Thursday. I'll be jumping in there.
Maybe we'll meet up.
I figured.
All right. Here we go. We'll see you next time. Tomorrow night being next time after the BBP. Mondays are long days.
Yes, they are.
It's the nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.